All right. Good evening, everyone. You are welcome to the 3 e-commerce website design without coding using content management system, WordPress. Okay, so just to recap the few things we have achieved before we proceed with this session. So far, so good. We have established the fact that for you to be able to use WordPress as one of the most used framework for websites or content creation or web content creation, you need to host a website. And I've explained to us especially what hosting of websites is all about. Then we had a session where we discussed how we can set up a WordPress account through our Say panel. I think we have been able to set up the account. So this section, we shall be focusing on creating the website content or developing the website, including designing the product page. And remember that this training is focused on creating e-commerce websites, websites where users can visit to buy products online. So which means that your products are represented with images in a particular page. And like I advise us, when you have this kind of website or online shop, it means you have to put a logistics system in place to reach out to those that will purchase through online. So just to take us to the WordPress dashboard, remember I told us you have to start by logging into your back end. It's either you log in directly with your WordPress accounts. Remember when we were setting up the WordPress account, we created a login details, which involve logging in with your admin as username or whatever name you must have given to it, and the password. And I also said that if you are logging in through your cPanel, you will not be asked for those login details. For example, I'm talking about logging in through your hosting company client account, like the one you are seeing on the screen. That is the method I'm going to use. So I will go to my hosting and then select share hosting, depending on the type of host you did or hosting you did. Then once I click, I am targeting the cPanel that will eventually take us to the WordPress installation. So from here, I have the list of active websites, and the one we are looking at, or where we created our dashboard or our WordPress account, was under digitz.com.ng. So I'll click on manage. So all these steps are steps you can follow to go back to your WordPress dashboard if you don't want to log in directly with the URL created that very day. So I'll click on cPanel. That will take us to the root backend. Right? So from here, You scroll down to the software section, like I told us. That is where we have the company promoting WordPress across hosting companies cPanel, which is WordPress Manager by Spectaculous. So click on it. That will preview all the installed WordPress. So you can see that in this particular hosting, I have only installed one WordPress account, and it was installed in a folder called WP, not in the root directory. Like I told us, the root directory is reserved for the main website. So out of my space, I created space for another person to advertise his or her product, but the person must go through my URL, like I explained the other time, which means that before he or she gets to his or her website content, person have to type www.digitechz.com.ng/. So you just like out of your space, you extended space to someone else. So that is what it means. Now, because I am logging in from the root cPanel as the main admin, I will just click on login, and that will take me to the WordPress dashboard. Now, in that class, we talked about WordPress theme and templates, right? So while I'm waiting for the dashboard to open, let me just engage us with the meaning of theme and what template. I told us that theme define the layout and the design of your WordPress website. And I also emphasize that the theme is like the already purchased house or building that comes with different apartments with different content in those apartments or rooms. So our responsibility is for us to begin to customize, to reconstruct, to remove things that we don't want based on the type of website we are targeting, and end up reconstructing the whole of that purchase already made building to become our own building. That is what WordPress represents. That is why we talk about themes. Themes are the layout and the design that form the shape of the house. Now, if you are creating websites with programming languages, you are going to need HTML to create the content which form the shape of the entire website. You are going to need CSS to style, to give color to items that need color, to determine how things are positioned. All of that will have been what you should be doing or will have done with CSS. And then, of course, JavaScript is for adding some interactivity, such as actions, to your website. But you can see WordPress has already saved you from going across those languages I just mentioned. So the theme itself constitutes the role of the HTML, while the content, the role of HTML, which is the content builder. So here we are going to use a plugin to build the content. So instead of us writing HTML code to define the structure of our website, we will just use certain plugin to do that. And that same plugin offers us CSS properties, which will have been used to determine the presentation of your website pages content. All right. And then, of course, the role of JavaScript which will have been a language for adding interactivity. With the help of certain plugin, you can achieve all that. So you can see how you have cut all the words, you have bypassed all those languages. So you are now using plugin to achieve their role, and even better than those that are using them manually. Okay, so now we are in our WordPress dashboard. The first thing you need to do is to examine the already made house, how it look like, before you know whether there is need for you to change things within the building. And how do we achieve that? You simply hover on this home icon. You can right click on it and select open a link in a new tab. That will give us a preview of what the house we inherited or purchased look like. So from there, we can now look at, okay, what is not right that we need to put in place? What do we need to remove? And what do we need to add? So before you start customizing, before you start building, always learn to preview what your team came with. So let's give it some time. See, I don't know why the network is poor today. All right, so you can see that this team is equivalent to blank, does not have, we don't have content. If you scroll down, you see that we don't have much. So the first thing is for you to install theme. So which means that, I don't know if we install theme that very day. Let me check. One of the way you will know if you have already installed theme is for you to come to appearance. Once you click on appearance, you cannot find menu, you cannot find customize. That tells you that you have not installed theme. So the question is that this very one we are viewing, is it a theme? Yes, it's a default structure which does not have any reasonable content. So the first thing we are going to learn right now is how do we install theme? For those that are writing, how to install WordPress theme. Remember what I just said about theme. Theme is the layout and the design of the website built in WordPress. Like now, we don't have a theme. That is why you can't see content, you can't see images, you can't see all those beautiful design because there is no theme. So the first thing is for you to install that theme. And how do you install theme? You log into your WordPress backend like this, and then from here you navigate to appearance. From appearance, you click on themes. So once you click on theme, that is going to prompt us to an interface where we have the default word theme. As you can see, this 2025 is the default theme that came with the installation, which does not really make sense to us. Does not even in any way represent the kind of website we want to develop, which is the e-commerce website. So I am going to tell WordPress that I don't like any of these themes. They are too fundamental. So I'll go to add theme, and that will take us to different categories of theme. So one of the things you must understand if you are a WordPress website builder, you must understand that themes are categorized. In other words, theme has category. So your ability to understand where the theme you need falls into, under the category it falls into, is what you need to really work on. For example, we are here to see the list of some popular word theme. Okay. All right, so like I was telling us, you can see that now we have a list of team. You can see different type of team that we have here. So these are like list of already made buildings, already made houses. So it is now left for you to check which of them actually represent your concepts, which of them define the design of the kind of website you are aiming. So that is where your level of expertise comes in. For example, you can see the preview of them. All these ones, they are under what? Popular. You can go to latest. You can go to network. Okay, so like I was saying, these are different lists of team. Now, you can search for, let's assume after you have glanced through this, there is no type of team based on the type of website you want to develop. So what do? If you have an idea of the company team you are looking for, like Astra. Astra has some of the best teams, so you can just search it out. So which means that you are looking for team that are developed by Astra. So you can see we have a lot of them here. You can decide to even say, okay, if you want to, let's say you want to install a team where most of the components you want in the type of building you are looking at have been put in place. So we have that aspect of WordPress. And then we have the one that, okay, I just need a team that will give me a structure. I have knowledge of how to use plugins, how to use widgets to develop it the way I want it. That is, I need a team that I still have to develop some things myself. I don't need a team that almost everything has been done for me. But when you are learning like this, we don't train with that kind of team where you get a team that you don't have to do anything, which means that at the end of the day, you will not be opportune to learn what you ought to learn. But toward the end, we can show you how to do that. For example, if I want e-commerce site straight away, I'll just type what? E-commerce here. So if I type e-commerce, for example, so let me just show us at once. If I type e-commerce, if I type e-commerce, you see that straight away, that will give me what? Team that can fit into e-commerce. So this kind of team, they have already created the product page for you. Everything must have been put in place. Your own is just like you are just flowing with it, right? But I am not going to go this way, but I just have to show us in case you have a job and you don't want to even do much work, so you can search for a team that look exactly or that is approximately exactly the type of house you are looking at. You can see like this one, these are e-commerce website where products have been showcased. So this kind of thing will give you some product structure. Your own is just to go there and change the images of the follow come products and replace them with your own. So you are not going to do much work, right? But we are not going through that aspects. So let's go to the Astra because a lot of this I really want us to learn. When you learn by knowing the core aspect of it, it is better than for you to just get a team that has almost everything you want. You know, the team might go. Sorry, the show. Okay, so I'm going to choose this. I am choosing this. Now, once you have found this, the team you want, you click on that particular team to preview how it look like. So one of the way you preview is this is just like the page. So why I am choosing this is that I can see that the some of the layout have already been designed. So now all you need to do after browsing it to check what this particular theme you want to install constitute, the next step is for you to install it. So there are two things that are involved. After installing the theme, you have to activate the theme. So it's not just installation. Once this installation is completed, it's going to switch to what? Activate. And then you also activate. If you don't activate it, you will still be seeing this one. Once I activate it now, we will now be seeing exactly those content that we are seeing. This is just like you are purchasing a building where they have already designed all this. So your work is just to go in there, remove this share, put your own there, remove this. All these spaces can be used to display your product and add an action button, learn more, that take them to the product page when they want to purchase it. So now once you are done with the installation, you activate. Once the activation process is completed, then we can now go back to preview this particular page. You will notice that this particular information will automatically replace those play tests. So let's wait until this particular activate shows good. So activated. And how do you know which one is currently active? If you check here now, you can see that it's no longer that particular default 2025 that we met. It's now the one we just installed. So let's go back to that appearance and check now. You can see that if you click on appearance, so many things have been added. We have customized now added. We have widget now added. We have menu now added, like I told us before. How do you know if your WordPress installation has a theme? Once you come to appearance and you can't see menu, it means you have no theme. Now, let's go to this page and refresh and see if anything has updated. If you type this URL on your phone, you as well see everything. Now, you can see that there is an update. But the update we have here right now has not implemented the theme content. Why? Because we still have to activate the menus. Because from the theme, those things you were seeing, they are in home page. And home page has not been activated. All right, so that's end the process or the steps on how to install theme. Now, I will now give room for question down to where we are right now. And if there's no question, we will now go to the next topic. I want us to be capturing whatever we are doing step by step. So we just concluded how to install theme. After installing your WordPress, how you can install theme and activate it. Any question, please?
Hello, sir. I have a question. Hello?
Go ahead. I can hear you, sir.
Okay. After the last class, sir, I purchased a domain.
Okay.
Then I swear purchase a server. So from the domain and from the cPanel, I created I created the admin for the WordPress. So I downloaded it and do everything. So, but in this area of themes, I uploaded, I installed a theme. So after installing the theme appeared on the website. So, but I now went back to the to this my admin and deactivated the theme again. So I don't know if I re-upload another theme again, either it will override the previous one I deactivated.
Yes, it will. It will. All right. Okay, so let's proceed. Do we have any other question? anybody with any question, please, I want to round up this particular aspect of installing team so that we can move to the next stage. After installing your team, the next thing is for you to do something else. That is what. Okay, Mercy, you have a question?
Yes, it's a question, but at the same time, it's not a question.
Okay.
I just want to, I was trying to buy a domain the other day. It was not working. It was telling me this thing is not available. But if I tries it, it was available, the domain name that I was using.
That should be network issue there. That should be network issues.
And that was what we thought initially, that I sent my details to him to try from his own end. So using this who to host, it was not opening, but use his own domain to buy and
it worked. What's the name of the domain use? What's the name of the hosting company you use? It's terrifying.
globallink.com.
And it's the same URL that we are entering in Google Host. Everything is
Yeah.
same.
You just tell me domain extension not supported.
Well, everybody have their rule, but just that is a common experience. So maybe you can try again. Well, has he been able to purchase it for you? Or he just confirmed that it's available?
We just confirmed that we just confirmed to find out that the name is available or somebody else has used it. So we confirmed that the name is available, but on my own end it's not going.
Okay, but you can still try it again. When last did you try it again?
Today, the same thing.
Okay, what you do, the Google host has a chat link. So go there and chat them up and get your complaint. I think somebody will answer you and they will rectify it. They will tell you the reason why it's not working in their platform, if at all. So you chat them up. All right?
Okay, sir.
Okay, so now after you have installed your team, the next thing is for you to set it up. There are certain settings that you need to check whether they are in place after the installation. I want us to be writing the step according to how we are taking them. After hosting your website, you own a domain name and space. After that, through the cPanel, you install your WordPress. After installing WordPress, you install a team. After installing team, you activate the team. After activating the team, you set up the team, right? So though the team must have come with some default settings, but we are advised not to assume that those settings are in accordance to what it should be. You still have to take a further step to confirm those settings. So how do you now go to the setting? Now, from your dashboard here, you go to setting. And then from setting, you have these options that says general, writing, reading, discussion. For those of us that are going to create login websites, you must understand what is general, writing, reading, discussion. Now, the setting under this has a way of determining the behavior of your content when you post, right? Now, let's start from general. Let's look at the settings we have under general. So under general, we have where you can change the title. Remember when you were setting up the WordPress from the beginning, there was a place where you write your company name, which is now recalled. So supposing you made mistake there, or the name you were given, the owner have changed it and is asking you, you don't have to go and start reinstalling WordPress because of that. You don't have to delete this one and start creating another one just because you want to change the site name. You can see where I got it now. From your dashboard, go to setting. From your setting, you see your site title, you see your tagline, what WordPress mentioned there as your business description. Here, it is called tagline. Now, this tagline is using the word like hashtag. So when people are searching on the internet, when anybody type buying or selling or computer, once any of these words are mentioned, Google will optimize them. So that is why I advise you that you have to be mindful of this. Now here, we are going to upload the website logo. It's either you do it here or you have another place where you can do it. But I'm not going to do it here right now until we have installed our builder. Right now, we don't have builder. Remember that when we were setting up the website, we unchecked page layer, which is supposed to be the follow call builder. But the reason why I uncheck it, because I want to use the most popular builder, which is called Elementor, right? So that is why you see that everything is still scanty, even after we have installed the theme, because the builder that's supposed to create those content and make them visible is still absent. Now, I just want to walk us through. Now, let's assume after you have designed the WordPress website, and the owner of the website says, "Look, can you share the link? Because I want to start marketing the link on my social media, on Facebook. I want to start directing people to my website. So I want to be posting the link." You come here and copy this link and give it to the person. Copy any of this. Now, we have an administration email, which I told us that once you set up a WordPress website, once you host a website, you are automatically given administrative email, which is this. Somebody can ask for it. Now, we have a new user default role. We have options here. We have subscriber, we have contributor, we have author, we have administrator. Now, all these are, if you add another person, for example, now, this particular WordPress, you want to give access to different people to develop the website, maybe like a company, and they are working in team, somebody from another location want to access. So we just create user and assign role. So all this, if it is your personal website that you are not going to give it to someone else to work with, just leave it as the standard setting. Now we have this format, date format. All this, you can leave them. You can change your date format. How do you want your website to capture date? All these are useful when it is a blogging website, because when somebody, because if it is a blogging website, there will be a forum where people can discuss, where people can, just like Facebook, where people can write message, admin can post updates, and followers can comment. So that is when the date of different posts will be captured in any of these formats that you program here. Time, the same thing. Now, week starts on Monday, then you click on save. So I have just walked us through the general setting. Now we are going to what? Writing setting. Writing setting. Remember that these are actually things you can, go through, but because some of us, we are not, probably exposed to this terrain. That is why I'm taking my time to explain this before we go into the main design. Now, we have underwriting. Underwriting, we have some settings there. We have mail server. So this is your mail server and the port that is allocated to it. All these cybersecurity experts understand it. These are like ports that establishes communication within the webmail. We are still going to talk about that later. Now, login name, all these you can leave them if you are not interested. So especially most of these things, we don't focus on them. What we focus on, there's a place where I'm going. That was writing. Let's look at reading. See, now reading is very important. There's something if you are creating a blogging website. Blogging website will have a post page where You post, and the content will be determined where they are to showcase. So I can post and say that, okay, whatever I post is either it should be showing the latest post or it should be static in a particular page. So you can be posting and say that what it should be displayed in another page. Most time in a blogging website, you post in your post page and then the content appears in the home page. Right? Or you create a different page where your post can be reflected. All this will only be useful for bloggers, not even for e-commerce that we are focusing on, because I'm trying to explain all this. But right now, we have not created our pages. That is why it's as if it's only the sample page that is showing. Once we are done creating our pages, we are going to see the list of all the pages home, about us. Then you can now specify which ones should be displaying your posts. Now, let me leave it here for now. Like I said, blog page show what? How many posts it can show per time? Maybe 10 posts or 5 posts. You can adjust that. And then full text, or maybe it's just to exempt certain parts of the post. Full text means somebody posts, somebody make a comment, the whole comment should be displayed, or maybe just part of it. So like I said, those that will learn blogging is a different topic entirely. They are the one that these particular settings are more useful to. Now, discussion, attempt to notify any blog link to format. So by blogger, also all these settings will be useful to them. So media, this is where you can set. So you can see that media is very important. You might be uploading an image that is bigger than this size. It might not enter. They can tell you that the image you are uploading is bigger than the media size. So you can come here and set it. But if that happens as we are going to proceed, I'll tell us how you can go to ini PHP to increase the space of your upload. But for now, let's adopt this setting and then move on. Now, permanent link. Let's see what we have there. So permanent link, we have it set up already. These are some links to different pages. This is a link to the post page and all of that. So if you want it, fine. But the main thing is that we leave some of these things on the default setting. Privacy. Let's check whether you have some privacy setting that came with the team. You have this as website owner. You may need to follow national. So this is what talked about the policy of the organization, and spell out what you are going to do with the user's information, which is under what we call global data law. So, like I said, I just want us to know that you are supposed to come and check what it comes with. After that, the next thing to do is for us to install Elementor Page Builder. So that will take us to what we mean by plugins. What are plugins? Remember that we have already defined it in our first or second section. The plugins are used, these are pieces of software which are used to expand the functionality of the website. For example, now you purchase a building, all right? And the building has no shelves inside. Maybe this is the room, no shelves. Meanwhile, there are some buildings that you can buy, you have shelves already. But when you buy such a building that does not have shelves, what do you do? In this case, you now get a plugin that can add shelves for you. That means you have just increased the functionality of that building. Or you purchase a house that does not have iron door. You look for the plugin that can add iron door. Or you purchase a house that does not have lights, that does not have bulb. You look for the plugin. One thing about WordPress is that it's about plugin. Because your knowledge on this plugin determines the functionality you can incorporate in that website. So now we are looking at a plugin for building the content. Like as you can see, we are not seeing content yet because we need a plugin that can help us to create the content. And there are different plugins. There are different page builders plugin. We have Page Layer. We have Elementor. We have so many of them. You can easily ask on Google WordPress page builder plugin. WordPress might be the first one that will be mentioned. Like I said, it's one of the most used plugin, but most of the features are pro. And I'm going to show us a logic that can save you 150,000 in this class. The day I discovered I stopped spending money. Before, I used to charge clients. I will quote Elementor plugins. I can quote plugin for like 200,000. Budgeting like 150 for maybe Elementor. And if there's any other function I want to add that we need. So what I discovered that you can actually convert the pro to become free. And when we get there, I'll show us how to go about it. So when you are quoting your clients, it's within your prerogative. You can decide to say that you are quoting it. Then that becomes part of your profits, or you just decide to just waive it. For me, most time I quote it. The only thing is that if I'm supposed to quote like 150, I can quote maybe like 60,000 or 100. Now, most time, most clients will bill you or will bid you very low. That when you tell them that the cost of your service is 200,000, 100,000. And when you quote those plugins, they will not want to bargain because we have already stated that these plugins are very essential. They will leave that one and go and start bidding your charges. So what I do is that I quote everything so that when the person is bidding down my charges, I come down because I know that I will augment it with the plugin, using the logic to convert it. So that takes us to how to install plugin. Any plugin at all you want to install, the same step I'm going to give us on how to install the Elementor is the step you have to follow. All right, so we are going to install about 3 to 4 plugins before we end this whole project. So let me start with the first one. So the first one is the Elementor. What is Elementor? Elementor is a WordPress page content builder. For example, I want to add an image. I need Elementor to give me a widget or a widget, which ordinarily you will have called HTML to give you image tag. I want to add a video. I need Elementor to give me video widget. So you cannot build WordPress website without working with page builder. And that page builder is a plugin. So how do we install plugin? You log into your WordPress dashboard like this. You go to plugin. And once you click on plugin, you will see the installed plugins, and you will see add plugin, and you see plugin file editor. So for now, we are going to focus on add plugin. So if I want to view plugins that came with the installation of the theme, you click here. Or plugins that has already been installed. So you can see these are the list of plugins that by installing that theme, all these plugins came with the theme. And they are playing one role or the other. So I will check here now. Why is it important for you to know how to check existing plugin so that you don't go and reinstall the plugin that you have already installed? For example, we want to install Elementor. So I've visited here. I want to check whether Elementor is already installed. You see that Elementor is not installed. There are some themes that you install comes with Elementor. So in that case, you either upgrade it, it comes with a lower version, or you just use it like that. But I've gone through and I see that there is no Elementor. Good. So I will now go to add plugin. Now, just like the way we were searching for theme. So these are plugins. All these plugins has different functions that can be added to the website. Now, the most beautiful part of it is that every plugin will always give you a documentation where you can have an idea of what it is designed for. And remember our definition, all these plugins, they are software created by software developer. So you can see the reason why WordPress is leading even those of us that are learning programming languages to build websites. To take us years, we cannot build websites that will be of this standard. Why? Because you only learn website development. You are not a software developer. Now, but another person, another field have created software. They look at some certain challenges and address them with what software and design them in a way that they are compatible with what WordPress websites, which are not compatible with normal websites built. So what you are doing now, that's why it's called plugin. You are just bringing it, you are just plugging it in, and then you have the whole of the function of that app. So all these, they are like applications. They are software developed for different what niche. Now, we are looking for Elementor. So you now come here and type what Elementor. Once the name of the plugin you are looking for is not there, Elementor. Elementor. So once you search, you should see the list of available keywords based on what you search. So you can see that there are different kinds of Elementor. So I will now look at which one do I actually want. So let's check. Elementor website builder, more than just a page builder. Now, for me to understand it briefly, you read through. The Elementor website builder has it all. Drag and drop page builder. So that's why we say that what learning how to build website without coding. Just dragging and drop. And there you get the whole function. So I will now click on the install. Remember what I told you that whether theme or plugin, 2 steps are involved. You install and activate. Don't always forget. You install and activate. So let's wait for the installation to complete. So while that is going on, if you have any question, you can ask. And if the class is going well, I want to also hear from you.
Hello, sir. I think so far so good. Your explanation is very clear. But does it like a website you build, say e-commerce website, is very, very mandatory that after clicking on add plugin, we must set like, hello, can you hear me?
I hear you now. Come again. I wasn't hearing you.
Hello?
Come again. Come again.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
I can hear you
My
now.
question is this, sir. Like, okay, when building a e-commerce website, I mean, after downloading your theme, then in this area of plugins, after clicking add plugin, like I'm asking, either is very, very necessary that you must use so in downloading your plugins.
Fortunately, when you talking about the major aspect, I didn't get you. Whether it's compulsory to do what, just start from there. It's compulsory to do what?
I'm asking that is it like this Elementor we are downloading now, like getting this plugin now. After clicking add plugin, you search for Elementor, then you start downloading and activating your plugins through the Elementor. Like I'm asking, in any website we are building, is it compulsory using this Elementor? That's my question.
Okay. Now I understand what you are saying. Now, you know, these ones that we are using, they are free version. They are free version. We have pro teams. Pro Team, you can buy them from Team Forest. That is one of the known platforms where you can buy professional teams. Now, those professional teams offers you assistance than using this free. For example, if you don't know how to navigate, you might have to go for the Pro Team, because a lot of assistance will be offered there. In fact, they are even billing you for 6 months assistance, for 1 year assistance. And when you are running those Pro Team, you will indirectly be tutored on how to go about. They'll give you videos on how to change certain parts, and you'll be given room to ask questions. That this image that came with the house, I am having issue removing it. They will answer you. They will even do a video for you. So you have a lot of assistance. That is the benefit of buying a team instead of this free one that we just installed. Now, when you are buying the Pro Team, that is where some of the team builder will tell you that you can't use Elementor. You have to use Page Player or use another one. So, but most of the team, they are built with Elementor. Why some team builders will give you an option or options that, okay, you either choose to use this my site that I have built for you, this house that I have built that you are buying. You can change the content inside either with Elementor, that is the person build it in that way that you can change the content with Elementor, or you can change the content with another one. Why some will say was strictly Elementor. So if you buy those one, that means after paying for the team, you will have to still activate Elementor. You have to still pay for Elementor. That is why the website you build on this platform are always more expensive than those that are writing code. Because those that are writing code, HTML is giving them the free code. CSS is giving them the free code. Nobody charges them for the code, in as much they are the one writing them. But this one, someone have pre-written the code for you and give you a kind of application environment where you can just drag things and the code will be written at the background. That is why we say there's no code in here. So which means that you have to budget for buying those teams. You have to budget for paying those people that have saved you from writing your code, which is the team that you are buying. All right. So to answer your question straight away, it is not compulsory. There are some teams that will tell you that I don't use Elementor, or you cannot use Elementor to change or to develop the content. So anything that you are downloading or you are purchasing, always find out from the documentation, what did they prescribe, what page builder software they prescribe is always mentioned there. They will tell you with build the page with WordPress or build the page with Page Player is always there. I hope I've answered a question so that we can proceed.
Yes, you have answered the question. Like another question again. For instance, now you
remember the question you are asking is part of your time.
So question is this, for instance, if you purchase the Pro Team version and the plugins for the Pro, like how do you integrate it to your own for WordPress? Like after purchasing, how do you integrate it?
After purchasing, the package you purchase, they will give you a link inside to integrate any plugin. The plugin will be there, but it will be tagged Pro. Then the moment you want to use it, it will now redirect you to where you can buy it. So that shouldn't be a problem. For example, now you purchase a team and they must have added WordPress. The content, the moment you want to change the content, they will say you need Elementor. And they must have attached the link to buy that Elementor to that button. So any object, any element that require purchasing, they will showcase it, or they will write Pro on it. The moment you click want to buy it, it will take you to where you are to buy it. So it's not an issue of integration. I hope that is clear now.
Okay.
All right, so
No pros.
let's no. So now let's check the list again. You can see that we have successfully installed Elementor, and if you come here now, it's now added here. Look at this. It was, but you can see that it's telling us that this one is what Pro. So we have to upgrade it. If you click now that you want to upgrade, just like what you asked now, if I click here now, I want to upgrade now, you see that what is taking me to where I can buy it. So the company that built, or the individual that built that app must have attached his own URL. So once the user click and then take them there. So that is what is happening now. Let's see why that's still loading. All right, so now let's go back to the why I'm waiting for that to open. Let me refresh this and see whether we should be able to see content after installing the Elementor. Right, so while we are still waiting, I'm waiting for the 2 pages to open. So this is the page taking us to where we can buy Elementor if we want to use the Pro features in it. So the next thing is wanted this page to open. Let's see the updates. What we have here. Right, so I hope you can still hear me. Now you can see that, okay, this is for the WordPress. So our page is still blank because we have not started adding content. Now, the next step is how to add menu to your website. What do I mean by menu? Like home, about, service. These menus, they are like different pages where you are expected to create content. So how do I add menu to the website? Because right now the menus are not activated by default. So that takes us back to the dashboard. Now you go back to the appearance and select what. But before we add the menu, we have to go and create the pages. So let's change to that one, how to create pages. Because right now you see that we have just one page, which is called what? Sample. So how do we create other pages? Now, to create your pages, where we are going to create the product page, which is going to be our major focus for the e-commerce, where we can showcase all our products. Now, you go to page. Now, you start by checking the current pages so that you know whether you have to delete even some pages. So if you go to all pages, that one allows you to view the pages that came with the theme that you install. That should be the order. Always check first so that you don't go and duplicate the pages. Let me remove this. Always check the available or the existing pages. So if you scroll down now, you see the reason why you are seeing this. So this particular content belongs to this page. So I can come here and say, I don't even need it. You click here and trash it. that sample page, most times we don't need it. You delete it. So how do you now delete a page before we create our own pages? To delete a page, you check the page, you come to this place and specify the action, which means you want to move to trash, and then click on what? Apply. So that page will disappear. And if you go back to the website, if you refresh, you'll see that we are not going to see that sample what page anymore. So that will now take us to how do we now create, you can see that what those navigation bar that came, or the navigation that came with the page has gone. Now, the next thing is, how do we now create our own pages? What are the list of pages we want to create? We want to create home page. We want to create about us page. We want to create a shop page or shopping page, which is going to be our major focus, where we have all our products showcase. Now, to create your page, you go back to your dashboard, click on pages, then click on add page, not all page. All page is for viewing existing pages. When you want to add page or create page, you click on add page. So once you click on add page, let's see what we get. So these are actually the most, let's say, the most difficult part of it, your ability to create your team, ability to set up the team and the templates, to create your page. Once we are done, every other thing is just very simple, just to go to each of those pages and start adding the content we want, creating link, sharp. Okay, so I'm still waiting for the page to open. So if network is actually good, all this doesn't take time. See if I can switch to working time. All right, so the page has opened. Then you click here and type the name of that page. So we are starting with home. So once we have created it, you click on publish. I hope we are taking note of all this. Go to publish and the page will be added. So that page is published. Now, instead of me to go and start all over, I will just click on add page here to add another page quickly. Then I'll give it the title about us, or maybe just about, just to make your website clean. Then you publish. Once you show that the page is published, you click again. So we are creating up to like 4 pages. The next one is contacts. Make sure that you are paying good attention to this part of the major things that are involved. The next one is I want shop. So this is where we are going to display, can say shop or products. The e-commerce plugin, which is WooCommerce, is going to come with shop and even products. So let me just put products instead of shops to avoid conflict. And then we click here. So let's say I want gallery. I want gallery, or where you have more than 5 pages, you can now begin to create a drop down, because professionally you are not supposed to, display too many pages on the navigation bar. So where you exceed 5, you start putting some under more. So let's say I have a page called students, where students probably, maybe there's an activity that I'll be uploading there. So all this will come under what? More. Okay, so now let's go and check all these pages. So if I refresh this website now, I want to see whether if those pages have been created. Can you see it now? They are here. So we have the name of the company, and then we have the pages added automatically. But please, it is not all team that you can create the pages and they will be added automatically. That is why once you check and they are not, like for example now, they are added automatically, but they are not in the right order. Home should come first, followed by the what? About. So the right channel to check is not even just refreshing and then you see them. So let's look at how to assign those pages to your navigation bar. The navigation bar is the top section. As the name implies, navigate. These are links that you make available to the users to link them from one content to another. So how do we, let me click on the WordPress icon to go back to the dashboard. And you can see that by the time you come back to your page list, you see that all these pages have been added. All right. So now, how do we assign them? Supposing you add the pages and you come here and you can't find them, there is a place where you are supposed to officially authorize them before they can actually display. And that same place will give us an opportunity to determine the order, which one should come first, which one should be a sub link. So how do you do that? You go to your appearance. The topic I'm taking right now is how to assign created pages to the navigation bar. How to assign created pages to the navigation bar. So you go to menu, go to appearance, and then select menu. So you can see from menu here, you can see that no menu is created. So the first thing is for you to create a menu. So I can say, okay, menu, and then you click on what? Create menu. The moment you create menu, all this will become active automatically. All right. So now we are going to be transferring the ones you want to this side. And how do you do that? You select them. Select all this. You need them. You can click on view all so that you can see all of them in case you have much of them and you are not seeing all. Then after selecting, you will now click on add to menu. So once I click here, they will also be displayed here. So from here, after whatever you are doing, you have to click on save. Normally, let's say you come here and the menus are not displaying. So you have to go through what I'm doing now. Once you have done that, definitely they must what? Display here. So now that they have displayed, but the order that I want them is not the order they are in. So the order I want is that home comes first, followed by about, contact. So you can see that we have home 2 times because of migrating it. So I'll click on this home, not the one that says custom link. Click on the drop down. This is how you can remove menu from the list. So let's assume that you have already migrated a menu. and you want to remove it. You click on the drop down and you select what? Remove. That will delete it from the list. All the ones that appear twice, I will remove them. Now, let's assume that I want students to come under a contact. Look at the way you drag it. You drag it and then you put it like this. So automatically, WordPress have listed this under this. So if I save this menu now and I go back to the front end, you will now get a drop down. So let me refresh now to see if the order has changed as we have instructed them from the menu. So it means that it has not reflected. What is it that we have not done? Good. You can see when you come down here, you have not activated this, particularly this one. You have to tell WordPress the type of menu. This is a primary menu. Now let me activate only this and click on save now, and then go back to the front end to check. So now let me refresh this page and see. Perfect. So you can see it. Now it has reflected. And if you click here now, you see the student under this. So you can add, 3, 4, 5 menu under a drop down. Because by standard, you are not supposed to litter too many menus here. Professionally, you have to have like just 3, 4, 5. And then every other one should be under. They should be what? Categorized as what? Drop down. So that is for how you can add. Let's go back to I will allow us to ask questions on this aspect before we proceed. So if this same menu that you have added, you will also want them to display in the footer. Footer means what? If you go down now, you can see that nothing is showing here. So if I want them to display at the bottom, then I will also say, okay, those same menus should appear at the footer. Then you click on save. So let's go to the footer. Let's refresh and see. So now, why they are not showing, let me confirm very well. If they are not showing, it means you have not entered, you have not created the footer widget, which is part of what we are going to learn later on. So I want to leave us to ask questions on this, and for those that are on their account, probably you are following me. I want to know if anybody is doing it as I am doing it as well. Any question, please?
I think it's well explained anyway, to my own understanding.
All right. So,
yeah,
okay.
from here, I was following. Sorry, I was following, but I got a bit lost when you were adding the menu.
Okay, the menu
So, but
actually
for
went through. Okay, now let's take it again. I want to add another pages. I want to create another pages. For example, now if you come here, if you click on this contact, I want to see student, I want to see admin, I want to see order. So I have to go and create those pages before I can assign them as well. That is actually the sequence. So I'll now come here and add. I want to add admin. I want to add gallery. I want to add order. So let me add admin. So any page you want to assign, you must first of all create it first before you assign it. So I click here again. So I'm adding 3 pages and I will assign them under that contact dropdown. So yeah, so let me just add the order, or let's say services. Click also. So services. Now I have to click on the WordPress to go back to the admin. Now, if you come here now, they are added. Now let's go to Appearance again to add them. Because if you go to the front end, if you refresh, you see them. Let's see whether they'll be added automatically. You can see that as we have reset everything now, they are no longer what? Adding automatically until you go and assign. All right, so now let's go back to where we assign them. You go to appearance, you click on what? Appearance, you click on menu. So lucky, hope you are following. You can see that they are added here. They are not here. That is why they are not displayed. They are not here. So now I will click on this one that I want to add because I just created them and I want to assign them to menu. So I'll take this one, and take this one. I'll first of all say what? Add to menu. Mr. Lucky, hope you are following. So once you
Yes,
have
yes, I'm
moved
with you.
them here, so once you have moved them here, before you start determining, okay, how do you want them? Now, all these ones I just created, I want them to be sub-item under content. So I'll start picking them, come to where I have that one, make sure that I maintain the alignment. Gallery, come here also, just clicking and dragging. So now, once you are done with that, you have to save again. You must save to show that you are updating. Now let's go to the front end and refresh the page and see whether they will have been added under what. Can you see it now? So get the sequence. You must create the page, the pages, and then you must assign them. So right now, if somebody click here now, you can see that what this is the product page. We are here to build content. So if somebody click on about us, this is about us page. We are here to build content. So right now, if anybody click here, this is what we see. Let me ask again, is it clear to this level? Because we need to understand this thing stage by stage so that we don't mix them up. After your WordPress,
It's clear now.
okay, good. After your WordPress installation, you install your theme. After theme installation, you activate the theme. After theme is activation, you install your plugin, your builder plugin. After installing the plugin, then you create the pages. And before that, you view the existing pages. If you see that, okay, like as we viewed the other time, supposing I found out that home is already created. As I will create it, I will not create home again. As I checked that time, I didn't we saw about, but there are some things that we call with home about. So that is why it is always very good for you to check the one that came with the theme. If they are not there, like in our own case, the one that came with it, we have to delete it. So which means that we are creating all the pages afresh. After that, then you will now assign them to menu before they can what? Reflect it. So if this is understood, we will just take one more topic and then we stop there. And I expect everybody to develop their website to this place. So the next thing we want to look at, being the e-commerce focus, we are going to create the shopping page. So we are going to install another plugin, which is what? WooCommerce. WooCommerce. So this will make it the second plugin we are installing. So WooCommerce is a WordPress plugin, which is known as e-commerce WordPress plugin that offers us different pages. It offers us check page. It offers us cart page. It offers us shop page. So the shop page is where you showcase the products people can buy online. Then the checkout page is where somebody can view the quotation, and then we have add to cart page where somebody can add it to what to the list and make payment, just like when we were placing hosting. So that is the last topic we are going to take. So once I have installed the WooCommerce, we are going to stop there, which means that the next class we will start creating our products. We will create products in that next class and also activate the payment gateway at the same time. So let's go ahead. Remember how I have showed us how you can install your plugins. So go to plugin, click on what? Add plugins. So from here, from add plugin, you search for WooCommerce. 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 You search for WooCommerce. Now, once it shows, you will see the documentation explaining what it is used for. So you can see these are different WooCommerce. We have for PayPal. If you are building a website for someone outside West Africa or Africa continent, you can activate PayPal. PayPal can actually be, I think I got some details recently that is now activatable. But before, if you are in Nigeria, it is very difficult for you to activate it. So let's read now. Look at this. Everything you need to launch an online store in a day and keep it growing for years. From your first site to millions revenue. Who is with you? Now, we have other version, but this is the one we want to install. Okay, let's look at this one. I say what? Woo payment, integrated WooCommerce payment, secure acceptable credit and debit what card on your WooCommerce store. Manage payment without leaving your WordPress dashboard. Only with Woo payment. So, but we are going for what? WooCommerce. So remember the process again. I said you install every plugin, you install, then you activate. And once you have added it, it will now be added here. So this is the last topic for tonight. So please, I want everybody that have purchased their domain to make sure that they set up the theme, create your menus, assign them to the navbar, and then install your WooCommerce and activate it. For the next class is going to be focused on this. Remember our target. We are not concerned with creating other pages because it's just WooCommerce or e-commerce websites that we advertise. So our focus is on how to build product page, on how to activate payment gateway. So the WooCommerce has been activated. All right, so I can say, okay, skip guide. I don't need this guide for now. And then you can even go back to your website. Here I can go back. I can leave all these ones. So let me go back to the dashboard. Okay, so how do I know that the WooCommerce has been stored? Look at it, it's added here. So you can see that as we added this WooCommerce now, we have what? Products. We have products. So let's go to, if you go to the website now and refresh now, let's see whether the page shop will have been added. So if it has not been added, then remember what I just told us now. That is why you must know how to add. So you can see the pages that it came with. That WooCommerce is the one that added all these pages. But the only one that should be displayed here is the shop. Don't go and display carts. Those ones are not meant to be in your navigation bar. So what you do is that you just select only that shop because the user need to see that shop page to see the list of your product. So sorry, you click on it and then you add it as well. And then you now determine where you want it. I want the shop page to be where they can easily find it. I don't know if I actually added it. So if I did not, click on it again, then add the item. Let's see if it will be added. Good. So you can say, okay, I don't want it to be the last, but if you want it to be there, fine. You can locate it to where they can easily find it. So for accessibility purpose, I will say, okay, and it's not good for it to come. It should come after this one with drop down. It should come after this one with somewhere here should be good. It should not be under anyone. So if I save and I check again, I should be able to have it displayed here. Let's see. Good. So we have it here. So this is actually the page. You can see that what the format has been created. It's just for us to start adding our products and activate the payment gateway, which shall be our next class focus. So the next class, I will just go straight to how to add products and how to tag their prices, and then finally how to activate payment gateway. So once we have done that, if there's still time, we can say, okay, we want to build our About Us page, we want to build our home page, or thereabouts. Any questions so far, please? Next is like we have questions. Please, any question? We are closing now. Any question? Please remember your assignments. You are to implement down to where we stop. So in our next class, I want to see that you have been able to install the WooCommerce plugin. You have also been able to install the Elementor, and then also install your theme and be able to add the shop page to your navigation bar. If there's no question, we draw the curtain here. I'm waiting for question, please. There's any.
I think there's no question. The explanation is clear.
All right.
So,
All right. So good night
we are
then.
good to go.
Okay, it's
Oh.
clear. I'm also on this page.
Okay. All right. So see us next class. Bye for now.